Here is Barkley. Left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley. Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dug it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dog. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap. Moss the block. Burrow going deep. He's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase.
LeBron leaked out. They didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in. Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer. 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts. Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught! Touchdown!
Timeout. SGA. Probing. Piercing. Spinning. Hanging for the lead. And SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Oh, hit road. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson. You gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history. Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore. Is it Brandon? Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. At both ends.
There we go. Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the Sharp Side. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, we will recap yesterday first. 0-1 day in the NFL for me in terms of the release stuff. I didn't have anything in the NBA. I did bet Miles Turner over, but that line was moving so quick I didn't get to release it. I did bet Amon Thompson's under 22.5. That cashed as well. But again, it was one of those lines. It was only available at one book. Hard Rock specifically on each of those, so that's why I didn't release those. Jay Bird, yo, appreciate you tapping in, brother. Appreciate you tapping in. So yeah, just the 0-1 day in the release stuff yesterday in the NFL. Justin Jefferson had 12 targets, and I was really confident if he had 9 or 10 of them, he was going to get it done. But 9, as he likes to call himself, did not have a good game to be debuting a new name for yourself. He looked like he was trying to throw 9 interceptions yesterday. So. I'm done backing JJ McCarthy, so that means I'm done backing Justin Jefferson this season. Not Addison. Naylor did have a big game in that game, though. Peter P, appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. If you're liking on Twitter, like and retweet. If you're on YouTube, please drop a like. That helps grow it a lot there. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe. Let's get into today's slate. I believe we have 7 or 8 NBA games. We've got a really short slate tomorrow. I thought today would be a little bigger than it is. It's really not that. It's nothing crazy, I don't believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 games today. Only one double-digit spread, and it's not massive. I mean, it is leaning towards 12. It's obviously Washington. But otherwise, man, some good slates. Hornets got everybody out. That worries me as a Lakers fan. They just dropped to Atlanta, who was arresting everybody. I haven't heard about Reeves. We'll have to look into Reeves. I did get someone asking me if it's a possible rest spot for Cade. Possibly. Not a player you need to rest for no reason, but if it's the third game in 4 days off a back-to-back, possibly. We'll have to look at what his minutes have been prior. Yeah, looks like a good slate. Let's get into it. Pull props.cash up here. Props.cash, share. We can close this. And we can go NBA first. First game, Portland, Orlando. Fuck, hold on. Let me just go full screen while I log in here. Login page is new for sure, for sure. Login page is new for sure. Please tell me we got the web update. Please tell me we got the web update. No, it doesn't seem to be anything new here. All right. I thought maybe they'd have the charts up here, but no, it doesn't seem to be anything new. All right, first game, Portland versus Orlando. Anything that jumps out off rip? No, not really, but I will say I've got my site deployed, and we can go check back versus the market. Rubber Band Rah-Rah, appreciate the repost. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like. Appreciate the repost. Austin Reeves news just came out. Participating in shoot-around. Taylor Hendricks downgraded to questionable. That was 44 minutes ago. Reeves is seen participating in shoot-around. Looks like that Lakers spread is moving. Looks like that total may be on the move as well. So keep that in mind. We're a little ways away before we get there, though. So, all right, Portland versus Orlando. I was pulling up my model here. Denny Advia, I've got projected at, wow. What's his line? 22, 23 and a half. I've got Denny way over that. Anyone coming back that we should be aware of? Let's go look at something here. No, not really. I lean over Denny Advia at 22 and a half. Tarian Prince, herniated disc in his back, expected to miss a significant period of time. That's from Shams. All right. Okay, looks like this line is moving 23 and a half for sure. And then that issue's fixed, so let's just move on. Lakers really strong move to 8.5. Total's not as strong as a move. Let's go look up. I'm going to go look at the market line for Denny Advia's points. Let me see where I come in on his rebounds and assists as well. Come in at about 8 boards and 5.5 assists. So we'll see how that ranks versus market. 8 boards. I mean, with the juice, that's pretty close to where I'm at. And then I think that's exactly where I said I was at with assists. I would lean over. I'm a little over 5.5, and you can get plus money. So I would lean over here as well. Yeah, Orlando's defense has not been what anyone expected. Early leans are over for Denny Advia. $22.5 is basically the number. I mean, sure, Hard Rock MGM are 23.5, but nah, 22.5 seems to be the number here. DK 22.5, 110. Offshore's got, or no, 120. I'm sorry. Offshores are 110. 122 at Rivers, 125 at FanDuel. What's that PA line at? I've got 28.5 painted. FanDuel might be coming down on it, though. What's going on with me getting these kind of YouTube messages? We'll just move on from that. Also a Christian Randy, so God bless you, but this one's for sports betting, so God bless you, but not today. Denny Advia PA's over. Denny Advia PA's over. Model leans that way. Honestly, I think I'd rather take the points Lean over Denny Avdia points. I really lean over the points there more than anything. Really lean over the points more than anything. Let's move. I might come back and play that. It's a lean. Denny's a lean. Where do I come in on Drew Holiday? Drew. 17.46 on his points. I lean over this 15.5 as well. Looks like the market's mostly 16.5 actually. FanDuel is 15.5, 125. Where do I come in for Drew Holiday's assists? Drew Holiday assists 797. What's the market at? 7.5. I still lean over because it's plus money, but it's close. It's close. Drew Holiday over or Denny Avdia over or both? I definitely lean over both. Let me see where my number comes in at Jeremy Grant. I don't have Jeremy Grant in the lineup, which would make sense why I've got other things higher. Is Jeremy Grant questionable? Shout-outs TD, shout-outs Bag Talk, shout-outs Rubber Band Rah Rah, already got you. Shout-outs Mark Burnside, shout-outs Jay Burr, shout-outs Matt George for the likes and the retweets. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in too. Really do. Let's go see what Jeremy Grant, is he questionable? Is he out? What's the status here? I don't see him over here at all. I don't know why I would have him out. Did he miss the last game? Surely he's starting, right? They're not bringing him off the bench, are they? He's playing 35 minutes. Hold on. I guess they're bringing him off the bench, and I think that's going to fuck up my projections a little bit. Nah, he played in the last game. I don't know why my model has that. Let me see where I would have him projected. Let's go right here. Jeremy Grant, 17.72. Okay, so I would lean under Jeremy. I mean, this is all kind of making sense. I do lean under Jeremy Grant. I'm at 17.72 there. I lean over Drew and Denny. That could make sense to me. We're still on the Portland side of the ball. Let me see where I come in for Sharp. 18.8, so I could lean under there a little bit as well. He's only cleared this line twice. Been very tight between 18 and 22, though. He's between 18 and 22 in every game but one. I've spoke on this before. You'll find players like this throughout the course of the season. And one thing I think a lot of people overlook is when odds makers set a line, it's the better of the odds makers won't just hang something that's around their average. They're actually looking to get closer to the median, the most common number, 18, 20. And I hate to sound like that. Because I don't play that numbers game. Like, I don't want to sound like one of those crazies. It's just, if someone's averaging 24 points per game, but they fall in between 18 and 22 and 90%, and they had a 30 ball, a 40 ball, and two 10 pieces, you know what I mean? They're still going to fall in that 18 to 20 range rather than the 24.5 average, especially to set the line, and then sharps will come in and move it. So welcome to my TED Talk. 21.5 under. I'm looking at PAs. My apologies. This line is like right with my market projections. All right, what am I on as assists? Shaden Sharp assists 1.2. Okay, so I'm really right with market. 3-pointers made, I'm at 156. I'd actually probably lean under at that price. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to leave these as leans. I don't have a strong read, but I do lean over Drew Holiday, just points. I lean over Denny points and PAs, but points more so. And then Drew Holiday, I would lean under PAs. Same with not really so much Shaden Sharp. I'm at 17.8. It's 18.5 juice to the under. That's probably efficient. But these two are tough for me and close for me. I think if I had to play one, it's Denny. I think we just play it. I think we go Denny Advia over 22.5 and we keep it moving. 120 at DK. I'm going to go bet it. 125 at FanDuel. Hey, shout out Night Fox for the like. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, brother. I am going to run this. Denny Advia over 22.5 minus 120 at DK. This will be play number 1. All right, let's go get that one in. Luka, okay, we'll look at that. Sorry, I just got to get this out real quick, and then I'm going to get it in the banner, and we can move. Go see if I'm going to play either of those other two. That's just on the Portland side of the ball. I haven't even got to Orlando today. Denny Avdiga. All right, let's add that to the banner. Good to go. Lean over the PAs as well, but I do like the points better. Let's get on to the Orlando side of the ball. He being Wendell's over this line in 5 straight, but not the easiest matchup. Klingon isn't a ball hog, board hog. He's got a 14 and a 15, but also a lot of smaller numbers. Minutes have been sporadic. You've seen him play anywhere from 28, 29 to 20. So his minutes have been all over the place. Hit the wrong button. My apologies. Orlando. Outside of Wagner, nothing on the Orlando side of the ball. How many minutes did Suggs play in his last one? That's going to say, I don't think that's Suggs. Are there no lines up for him yet? Okay. Still would be curious to see how many he ran, Jalen Suggs, but I guess no lines. I could have swore I saw a line. All right, let's go look at Paolo and Franz. Paolo, 23.5 line. I come in at Paolo Banchero, 22.5. Would lean under here. I'm looking usually for at least a 1.5, though. Rebounds, I'm at 8.75. Would lean over here. Juice is probably correct, though. And if you remember, we got smoked last time he played. I tried to get cute and go 20+ with 8+ boards because his 7.5 line was like minus 140. So I tried to get cute. I appreciate you tapping in, bro. What's up? What's up? Do you like Franz Wagner PRs? We're just looking into that right now. Yo, what's up, bro? Appreciate you. Appreciate that. Do I like Franz PRs over? Let me see where my model comes in. Franz 21-2 and 6 on the dot. Franz PRs. Do I like his over? No, I would probably be right around market there. Wouldn't like his over or his under in that spot. Let me see if I'd like one individually. No, I would actually slightly lean under on each. But then when you bet PRs, they give you that extra half a point generally. So that gets it right with market. Jeremy Grant points. This one was really close for me. I just went over it, or maybe you were here. I didn't go over it deep. I slightly lean under for Jeremy Grant, like very, very, very slightly. But it's not enough for me to pull either way. Very slight lean under for Jeremy Grant. All right. Anything else in this game? Paolo, I'm right with market. I think there was did I say there was a slight lean to the unders? Yes, there was. Slight lean under there, slight lean over to the rebounds. Assists, 4.52. Paolo, I'm at 5.33. There'd be a slight lean over there. Again, I don't think there's going to be anything official for me, though. He's been very sporadic. And if you've been tapped in with me, we lost on a Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane had his best game of the season 2 games ago. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 threes. We bet, by far his best PRA game of the season. I thought I had a good read there. I digress. We're still up about 17-5, but that read was bad. I would admittedly say, I had a bad read on that game. Don't have a really good read on Desmond Bane today. I would tell you I'd lean under. He's soared under this in 7 of 10 games. Just every game he's gone over, he's gone for 22 plus. So I lean under for sure for Desmond Bane, but I don't think it's not an official play. Let's go look how the market's moved out of curiosity. I don't think it's going to sway me one way or the other, though. Looks like FanDuel, has the highest juice on the under, which is generally is a good sign in my opinion, but nothing official for me there. Nothing official. Just going to lean under. Night Fox, I do lean under. I'm only at about 0.7. Let me see what the line is. -150. The price is shitty, but I definitely lean under. Let me see the best price. 154 at FanDuel. I mean, you can run that straight, and I absolutely would love it as a lay piece. I do lean under. My exact projections for Paolo, 0.73. I'm just finishing up the final touches here on seeing what my edge percentage is. I can tell you what I say it is, but I don't think my math is right. I say it's about a 40% edge to the under. I've got to double check the math on all of these edges, though. That's the last thing I'm critiquing. But I would absolutely lean under. I'm at 0.73. Sun-Kissed Salamander. Hell of a name, brother, but I do appreciate the like. Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for tapping in today. Denny Advia's under is the only thing we have right now. Couple leans in this Orlando side of the ball. I like Paolo's rebounds over. I just don't like the price. Similar to his threes under. They're both right around -150. I do lean under on each of those, but not going to be an official play. Yo, appreciate you tapping in, Rico. Appreciate you tapping in. Obviously, you're in the cord. That's the only thing we have. All right, I'm going to move on from Portland, Orlando. I have some reads, but they're not strong. I'm not confident in the reads. So we'll move on to Lakers versus Charlotte. Reeves went through shoot around, so I'm going to err on the side that he is playing today. We bet Ayton. Look, we deserved to hit this last game. He had 9 in the first half. Redick gave up. That being said, I can understand why. As a Lakers fan, I turned it off. They didn't have it. Whatever it is, they did not have it. What was that, 3 nights ago versus Atlanta? Looked awful. Luka only played 29 minutes. Starters were pulled about halfway through the third and never saw the floor again. So I'm saying all that to say I'm working on it, OMG Primo or OMG Primo. Yeah, give me another week or so and I'll have the link down. We're gonna give everybody a nice, good, free little entry here for a month or two here. I've got a website coming too that I'm more excited about. I think is going to provide more value than I can with just the plays. Because, I mean, if you have a read, you see my projections are there, you're going to be able to go in and customize the projections. So that will be coming very, very soon. Honestly, I'll probably tie in the Discord for free if you subscribe to the website, and it'll be cheap. I'm not bopping over the head like others. Probably like $19.99 a month, and it's going to blow a lot of shit. And I want to say this, it's not going to rival props.cash. It's nothing like a hit rate chart. It's more mathematical shit. All right, I'm blabbering. Yeah, only 19 minutes. He's good for 30 tonight, 25 for sure. Over in every game with 25 plus. What are my projections? Let's get to the Lakers game. Ayton, yeah, I got to run this over again, dog. I've got to. I have to. I know he just burned us, but y'all going to have to just trust me on this one. It's the same line. He was smacking this shit if it's not a blowout last game. I promise you. He was smacking this if it's not a blowout. Promise you he's smacking this if it's not a blowout. I'll tell you this, too. The line is -9.5 Lakers, and as a Lakers fan, I'm worried these bitches about to get smoked. As a Lakers fan, take the Charlotte spread. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time we could go play the Thunder, and the Lakers might win that game. They cannot beat the Charlottes, the Washingtons. They can't beat them. I don't know what it is. They don't show up. I don't know what it is. CJ Stroud remains in concussion protocol. I'm really looking for NBA news. Anything new in the NBA? Nah, we're good. Here, hold on. This is showing the full half. This is showing the first half line. I've got it all fucked up. Hold on. So you can get a 15 plus for a reasonable price. All games but one with 30 plus minutes. He cleared it. Let's go look at the centers versus Charlotte. Ware only had 7. Queen 12. Reed 18. Gobert 14. Wendell Carter 18. Goga Patadze 6. Khalil Ware 14 in that one. Alexander Sarr 21. Embiid 20 in 20 minutes. Sharp 14. Claxton 17. And then that shit's all last year. So outside of the Utah joke and Pelicans, like, they've been giving it up. I love this. You said double-double. I know I'm not going to be upset with the double-double. What are we at? Plus money? Yeah. I mean, this might be actually, I might like this better. What are my rebounds at before I get cute? Nah, I'm close to market with rebounds slightly. Now, what are my minutes at? I don't have that in here yet. I need to adjust it so I can do a minutes adjustment. I don't think usage get adjusted. Field goal attempts are at 12. I can move that. Let's go to 30. That's fine. Field goal attempts per game, 13-3. I'd err on the side that he's even over that today. That helps. Let's go to 14. Oh, that's not really. It does affect his rebounds because the offensive rebound opportunities should go up with him right underneath the basket on those attempts. So I do like that it went up, but it still doesn't get me enough. I would lean over points, bro. I would lean over points. I would go to 15 plus, but I don't hate the double-double either. I really don't hate the double-double either. Ryan Kalkbrenner, no threes this season. I'm confusing him with the other rook, Kneppel. Is our dog hurt? There he is. Oh, nobody wants to buy that line. Jalen Suggs listed out. Props.cash. Did not have him in the injury report, but also didn't have him listed. So I think they were on top of that. Jalen Suggs listed out. Does that change anything? Well, I'm glad I don't have any Bane unders. I'll tell you that. Outside of that, maybe a little usage spike for the other guys, but he's already been on a minutes restriction. So no, it doesn't change any opinions for me. Now, do I like Kneppel? Listen, I'm a Lakers fan, so you're going to have to just listen to me bitch for this segment. I have a love-hate relationship with the defensive style that the Lakers are running right now. And JJ did this last season, if you paid attention. They're collapsing on the paint. They're running out. Not that they're allowing open threes, but in the defensive style that they play, open threes are a product of it. If LaMelo was playing, would that make a little more sense tonight? Maybe not really. I mean, Colin Sexton can get to the hole. What I would love to see tonight, and I don't think I will, is I would love to see the Lakers change up their defensive strategies tonight and try to play defense specific to how Charlotte plays. I don't think we get that. And it's early. They're probably trying to find out how to play this specific defense the best. JJ Redick's a good coach. I'm not going to question him, although I will. So yeah, I'd like to see a different defensive play structure. I don't think we see it. I think you can ladder Colin Kneppel to the moon. He can probably get 5 of these tonight. Sexton assists might be a good look. He's going to play the 29 plus minutes tonight, the 5.5 juiced over. I think that makes a lot of sense. And I honestly think this line is fairly inflated at the 3.5, but it makes sense. It makes sense in this matchup. I think in a lot of teams, you still get the 2.5, 135 to the over. Now you're playing 160. I think that's fair, but I also think there's ladder potential. No LaMelo, so let me go do some moving around here. Honestly, I would probably put Sexton around 18 and 6. Let me see where the market is for Sexton. I would lean under here slightly and over there. And I think that makes a lot of sense for how the Lakers play defense. Lean under Sexton. It's not a huge edge, so I'm not playing it, but I lean under. And same can be said for the assist. If I had a little larger edge and the market was reacting the same way, I'd smack it. I just don't. But it makes sense to me, those two lines a lot. I think they're efficient. I might be wrong about this. Yeah, they don't allow a lot of 3 to guards. A lot of 3s to guards. And I don't think they play a big drop. Do they? I don't think they do. No, they'll give you a decent hedge. Also, I thought Luka wouldn't have a bunch of 3s versus Atlanta, and then he had 4 in 27 minutes. 35.5 feels high, but I wouldn't say that it's wrong. Let me see where my rebounds and assists come in. And it's also like you can't adjust. Well, you could actually maybe adjust Luka's usage down. Let's go see what his usage is with Reeves. I don't think it's 41%. Denny's official. Yes. Denny's official. I ran that joint. Yes, I did. Denny's official. Wow. Luka, 41% usage with Reeves. I mean, this shit's just comical. Let me see where my projections are. 30 points, so I definitely lean under if Reeves plays, and I've got Reeves in my projection set. 3.66 on Luka's threes, 8.16 on his rebounds, and I still have him at 10 assists. I would probably lean under a little bit on his assists if Reeves goes, and that's 8.5 is a line. I would say my assist projection is a little too high. I wouldn't lean under because the line's 8.5, super juice to the over. But I do come in at 10 point. Did I say 7 or 1.7? 10.07. So model would lean over. I would probably say it's just probably closer to fair for Luka there. Going to be nothing official out of me, but I would lean under the points. I would lean under the points for Luka. I don't think there's blowout potential. I know the spread's like 9.5, 10. Lakers cannot win these games. So I think this game stays competitive. If the Lakers pull away and win this by 10 because, some late fourth quarter antics, sure. And before you say, but profit, isn't LaMelo out? That's what I'm saying. Like, they can't win these games they're supposed to. So I wouldn't bank on any kind of blowouts in your unders tonight, but I do lean under there regardless. Rui will be impacted by the return of Reeves. I think if the volume goes down, the quality goes up, however. This is a pretty good price for Rui's threes. Again, though, the volume. He's going to shoot somewhere between 4 and 5. At 5, I like it. At 4, I'm worried. Hey, man, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Don't worry, I got a truck payment due tomorrow, so I feel you. I got to get that bad boy paid up. Mortgage is due in 6 days. I feel you. Bills are due, brother. Bills are due. Man, what's my model projections on Rui? Rui's a strong lean to the over. I'm at 15.49 on the points. So that's enough. I mean, it's definitely juice to the over. Can we get like a PR or a PRA line I like better? I'm at 3.3 rebounds and just 1 assist. So I don't think that's that. Oh, man, stop it. You have me a condom advertiser in here. Rui would lean under here, and I think that's efficient. Threes are at Rui threes. I'm at 192. I know he's been mad efficient. He's been mad efficient, dog. He's kind of like AJ Green on the Bucks. He's been super efficient. The volume's not been out the roof. Isaiah Stewart on a much lower line. Damn. I really like Rui, 13.5. What's the best line? We can get a 110 at Rivers. Let me go look around for the best number. 136 at FanDuel, 111 at DK, 05 at Hard Rock and MGM, 115 at Rivers now. Man, I think the points are safer than the threes. I know the threes are plus money. I mean, if you have MGM, you can get an 05. You should lay no higher than 115. If Reeves doesn't go, do we get a better number? Yes, that's the question. However, I think if Reeves does go, that's my question. I'm sorry. If Reeves does go, do we get a 12? And I think the answer is yes. I think it'll move even though it shouldn't. So I think we wait. I think if you really want to run Rui, you let them announce Reeves in. Now, if Reeves is out, we're going to get burnt. I agree with that. But if Reeves is in, I think we get a little better number and a number I like more, to be honest. I'm going to chill on this Rui. I like it. I think if we wait, we get the Reeves news, we're going to get a better number. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to do. Yep. You see FanDuel under 136. Or no, that's over 136. Okay, that is what worries me a little bit because the market just chases FanDuel. I mean, if we're being honest. In props. But I do believe if we're patient, we get a better number. I'm going to stay. I do have my upstairs office set up too. I don't know why I'm down here. I think it's just force of habit at this point, but we're going to have to deal with the glare. Miles Bridges, no LaMelo, so we can do some things here on the season. 24% usage rate, up to about 25.8 without him. And I think that number's higher. Miami does a good job of getting the ball out of primaries. With no LaMelo, he's obviously the primary. Bridges is also questionable in this game. Go give him a usage adjustment. $22, $21.57, really. I would lean under here. I definitely do lean under here. Let's go look at the market on this one as well. Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges, 23.5, 130 at FanDuel. This line looks like it's coming down. Yeah, FanDuel's the only 23.5. At 22.5, it's closer to my market projection, so I'm good there. Rebounds, I'm at 8.75. I would lean over here strongly. Wow. Looks like this number was 6.5 playable at one point. Maybe that was pre-injury news. Lean over here as well. Well, I'm sorry, the points isn't under, but I definitely lean over Miles Bridges rebounds, Miles Bridges assists. 4.34 with the adjustment, but with that juice, I think that's actually an efficient price. Rebounds is close, dog. Rebounds is very close. I lean over here. Obviously, he's questionable, but I would lean over there. What are Lakers in rebounds allowed? Offensively, 15th. Total rebounds, they're 6th, though. And that's because they do like to essentially pack the paint. What the issue for that can be long rebounds, though. As a fan, if you've watched the Lakers, you've noticed that already. I think, JJ's calculated everything and lives with that, though. I would lean over. I'm not going to bet this officially, but I lean over Miles Bridges rebounds. Rui over points is very close, but I think if we're patient, we get a better news when Austin Reeves is officially announced in. Kneppel, I like the threes over. I really like the threes over. I just think the price is kind of crazy. Bridges first quarter points at 8+. I think I'm 1-0 on these this season. Who did we bet? Was it Luka? I'm 1-0 on first quarters this year. And it's because someone dropped it in the chat, full transparency. I forget who it was now. Brian Daboll officially fired. All NFL news. Okay. Bridges first quarter. I do think you're going to see a bigger burst of minutes here. Do they do a line like this? If there was like a first quarter threes to hit one, I think that would be intriguing. I really like the combination of him, Sexton, and how they play basketball. Oh, brother, basketball. I played college basketball, so it's not even close. I would also say, while I can beat the NFL, I'm currently up more units in the NBA, and we're 3 weeks in than I am in the NFL. So it's not even a question. It's not even close. I love to watch football. Don't get me wrong. I love to watch the NFL. But if you're here, listen, I can hold my own in football. But if you're here, you want the basketball bets, brother. You want the basketball bets. So what I'm gonna jump off this game with two strong leans. Luka under his points. I have him around 30. The line's 35.5. I also say when Reeves is announced in, you're going to lose value there. It probably drops to 34, 33. With Reeves going through shoot around, though, I think he's going. And then also I would lean over Miles Bridges boards. Those would be my two closest plays, I believe. Let's move on from this game, though. Not forcing anything. Still waiting even on the Bridges injury news. Injury report here. Tobias is questionable. Stewie is questionable. I did have someone message me this morning and asked if I thought Cade was in a rest spot. Three games in 4 days, and is this on the road as well, which I think it is? No, they're back home. Okay, they're back home. That does make me feel a little differently. Because they're back home. Is it possible? Sure. I think it's possible Cade sits. I think he goes. When you're looking for those rest spots, I'm generally looking for either older players or injury ridiculed players. Think Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid, LeBron James when he's back, Jamal Murray, even though he's not older, he has had injury. Steph Curry, Cade's not there yet. Like people I'm not so worried about, Cade, Paolo, young stars, you feel me? Zion, definitely third game, 4 days, back-to-back. Zion's definitely sitting that bitch out. Good call. Moneybag Tone, appreciate the like, appreciate the retweet, appreciate you tapping in. All right, let's go to the model for Cade here. It's a blowout. Y'all know I really don't like these blowout games. This one's close, but it's creeping up closer to 12. And not only that, I could see it being even a farther blowout than that. So that one worries me. And to ask a different question, do I think starters could get pulled earlier, up 20, knowing this is the third game in 4 days, off of a back-to-back, a travel back-to-back? Even though it's at home, it was road home, not home. Those are a little easier to manage. I think there's obviously some rest potential in a blowout for some of these stars that have racked up big minutes. Coming off of 41 last night, listen, I think Cade can sit the last 8 minutes of the fourth in a 20-point game for sure. I don't think he sits to start the game, though. Detroit and Chicago are like battling for 1 seed in the East. I think Detroit's like 5-3, or what's Detroit's record? I think Chicago's 8-2. What's Detroit's record? Let's look that up. Detroit's 8-2. I'm sorry. Detroit's 8-2. Chicago's 6-3. I knew they were neck and neck. So yeah, I think they try to control their spot in the East here. I don't think they might rest late, but I don't think they rest early. Number feels a little high on Jalen Duran's boards. I'm at 12. 13.5 what? 128. Okay, 13.5 super juice to the under. Okay. I still would lean under. It's not a crazy edge. I'm at 12.8. So, or no, I'm at 11.8. I'm at 11.94. Call it 12. Definitely lean under. Points, I'm at 19.22. What the hell am I at PRAs? Market line 36.5. Is that painted? Basically. 32.79. Really? Yeah. This is gross, but it's gross because of the matchup. But A, he can get in foul trouble anytime. And B, blowout potential. Market's not telling me that it's... Oh, also Stewie's out. That could make it hard to give him extra rest late. I lean under PRAs for Jalen Duran. Cade might be a little more tricky. 28.62 on Cade's points. Slight lean over there. 28.62, slight lean over. I'm also at 10.21 assists. So what are we coming at there? Man, I'm really right with market. Double price is too absurd. I think that should be closer, like 120. I guess the rebounds give you some possibility. I don't think he's had 10 boards all year, though. No, so they're putting way too much juice into that. If you want the double, just run the 9+ assists. What's the price on that? That's literally almost the same price as the double. Just run that. If you want a juice eater, throw him in at like 10, 20+. I think he's over 20 in every game. Although I said that Paolo did that same dumb shit every game but one. So I do lean over his assists, though. Lean over his points too. I mean, shit, do we want to get nasty with the PAs? Not really, because the assist lean's not all that great. If I had to play anything, it would be points over for Cade, but I'm good on that for sure. Tobias Harris is questionable. Keep that in mind. Could have some effect on Azor Thompson. Maybe Duncan gets his threes this game. That would maybe be a good Duncan spot. Someone asked about, does Utah play today? Did someone ask about Keontae or Kaishan? Kaishan under 8.5 RAs. Under in 4 straight. See, he was over in every game but one without Coulibaly, and Coulibaly I'm seeing is out tonight. So that would be what keeps me off of that. Coulibaly's out, so that's why I would stay off of that. No, we're waiting on Tobias Harris news. Lean under Jalen Duran's PRAs pretty massively, honestly. He's over it in 3 straight games, though. If I entered this game, I think I would be like begging for a blowout late, and I hate to do that. So I'm going to keep this as a lean, but my model definitely leans under Jalen Duran PRAs. Absolutely 100% leans under. Let's move on from Washington, Detroit to get into Cleveland, Miami. Cleveland coming off of 1-day rest. Miami coming off of 1-day rest. Okay. Injury report, Larry Nance Jr., game time decision. I don't even know who this Smith guy is if we're going to keep it. Drew Smith. Yeah, he's not getting a lot of minutes. I don't know a lot about old Drew Smith to keep it a buck. What's this dude's threes? Plus 162. Yeah, he's getting a little more minutes in them games without Bam. Had 3 attempts in each of those games. Was everybody know about a little Pallel Larson's over, huh? How many books are open on this? Did I put him in this? Is he a starter? I do have him starting. I got him at 12-4-1, so that leans over. I think I could give him a little usage bump up to about 17. Now I'm at 13 on the dot. Now, were those games with Powell? Because that guy's missed some games too here. We got to go depth chart for that. With Powell, without Bam. Okay, that he was with Powell in both those games. Makes me feel better. And I haven't bet on a nobody in a minute. Denny's not a nobody. He's not like a big name, but every sports bettors know him. He's a bucket getter. This line's going down on FanDuel, so I think if you want it, you can get it at 9.5 later in the day. I would lean over. I'm at 12, but I think you can get a better number if you wait. So going to be nothing official from me there. Jared Allen, let's get this nonsense off. Mobley's good, right? There's nothing there. Garland's good. Larry Nance might be out, but we can live with that. Miami, he should get the Khalil Ware matchup. They're starting Andrew Wiggins at the 4. Does that mean Mobley Day? It might mean Mobley Day. It might lean. What did Garland play last game? He played 28. He's coming on. He has 2 days rest. That's right. I would not be surprised to see that get extended out to about 30. If this is a competitive game, I think we see Garland stretch to about 30 minutes here. Does that mean no, Lord? I mean, it depends on who Davion Mitchell defends, but Davion Mitchell's a dog. So I'm okay with not running either of these guards over for Cleveland. Let's see Garland come into his role a little bit more. I mean, this team's been together. DeAndre Hunter was traded in last year. Mobley, Allen, they've been together for years. So the starting 5 has good chemistry. It's not like it's going to be unexpected from Garland, but let's just see how many minutes he gets. Let him settle in. I think that 25.5 is definitely tempting for Donnie. But truly, I believe it's efficient. He probably gets the Davion Mitchell matchup. And they put Powell on Garland. That's what I would do. We'll see what they do. I mean, Spo is way smarter than me, so whatever he does is the right thing, but we'll see what they do. Lonzo's threes, his assists have been banging. Minutes stay stagnant, which is right where he needs to be. It sucks. If he could play 36 minutes, he's probably borderline all-star. In 22 minutes, he's averaging 5.5 rebounds, 4 boards. He's not a bucket getter anymore, but he can still knock down the occasional three, and that's really all you need from him. You know, if he can score in a fast break and hit a three and then dime the shit out of everyone else, that's all you need out of him. You know, Hunter over threes, DeAndre Hunter over threes could definitely be a good look. Lonzo, I'll say I lean over assists. See, they already know. I wanted to know what a 7+. Let me see where I come in. I'm probably at 7.5, 8. I'd probably still slightly lean over. I don't have him in the starting lineup. I have Andrew Wiggins twice. What an idiot. $10 points, 7.56. I still lean over at that price, but it's efficient. It's an efficient price. I thought I might catch the book sleep there, but I did not. All my model has to say is bet Mobley over, and we'll bet Mobley over. 21-7-8-9-5-2. No Bam today. 21-7-8. Okay, so that's pretty efficient. My only transgressions here are FanDuel is literally moving. Like, you have to just wait. Look at this line. They just moved to 18.5, 130 from 110. That means that line is dropping to 17.5. I could teach a class on watching an odd screen. That is going to 17.5. And I'm going to wait. As soon as Evan Mobley hits 17.5 points, I'm betting the over. As soon as Evan Mobley hits 17.5 points, I'm betting the over. All you have to do is wait. It's coming, I promise. I'm telling you, all you have to do is wait. Let me pull that up here. Also, what's that Xavier under at? Plenty good. All right, college, I'm done chasing you. NBA props. Pulling Mobley up over here. So we got a bunch of newbies in here, man. If you're watching from X, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow the brand. I appreciate it. I'm going to shop Evan Mobley because if there's a 17.5 right now, I'm on it. Bunch of places are juicing to the under. We've got Rivers juiced under now. MGM Hard Rock, everyone juiced under. Just go to 17.5. Soon as Mobley goes 17.5, 120, 125, I'm smacking that. I'm just going to be patient, but I'm betting that over. I am betting that over. Jovic, he has had the volume. I mean, even in, previous games, he's had the volume. Mostly from three. 25th in three-point percentage allowed. 12th in makes. I think they ran a very similar distribution last year as well. I would lean over Jovic because Jovic's threes at 1.5 should get some extra time without Bam. 19 in the first game. Let me go see what the minutes, what it was like in that one right there. They beat the fuck out of him. And that's why his minutes were down. I think Nikola Jovic's points and threes. Both good to go. Joe Burrow will return to practice this week. Some 11.5s out there. Most 12.5s juice under. 1.5 minus 04 FanDuel plus 05 MGM. Interesting. No lines yet available at Rivers, but can be. But everyone else is open. I think the volume's going to be there, and they're like the dead last versus spot up. I'm not seeing any alts yet. Let's go shop around, see if I can find some alts. I think this is a nasty ladder spot where I take like a half a unit on the straight at even money, a quarter on a 3, and maybe even a quarter on the 4. I've got plus 300 at FanDuel on the 3, plus 800 from FanDuel on the 4. 4 would be a season high. Should I play Mobley? Yeah, where you got that? Yeah, where you got that? Where you got that? Or you might be in another country. Shout outs if you are. I know we got followers from other countries, but I don't see that in the U.S. or even the offshores that I have access to. Yes, if you got it, smack that shit. Suggs ruled out. You already told us that, bro. Hey, Braxton, appreciate you for tapping in, brother. I do like this a lot. I like that a lot. Canadian, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I do like that a lot, though. I do like 20 and 15. And they're both very tight to that line. You know what I would suggest, though? And I think you'll get fine odds here. I'd go 18-15. I know DK's in Canada. I'd go 18-15 personally. I just think the volume's going to be there. They allow, like I said, they allow the most spot up in the league. One second here. I think we're going to get like 5 attempts out of him tonight. Let's go to 4. I really think we're going to get 4. His last 20 games. Now you got to think this is like the worst team versus spot up. Jovic is close, bro. Yeah, that's the way I'd go, bro. Jovic is close. I'm going to leave his 3s over as a lean. But I do lean over his 3s in this game. Andrew Wiggins, no Bam. His volume should go up. His usage percentage wasn't crazy high compared to other games, though. Last game at just 19. 3-point volume's been up 6 and 8 in his last 2. Definitely could see him playing that stretch 4 role today. I love the 2+. Honestly, I don't even think that's unfair. Minus 190. I think the probability's in the 70s versus the team that allows the most spot ups. Yeah, if y'all got any requests, just throw them in here. And if I miss it, you can put it back in there because sometimes I'll be missing shit. But if you throw it in there, I'll make sure I go back and get it, make a mental note. I like Wiggins 3s too. Charlotte allows the most spot ups, y'all. I want us to understand that. And that's why we're attacking 3-point. They're going to stick him in the 4, which he should get some pick and roll opportunities. Let's do something, can we? NBA.com, Portland versus Miami. Actually, I don't even need to look at let me see what the 3-point attempts came out as. 1 second here. We're going to go look up box score. Last game without Bam. We're going to share this instead. Let's see how these 8.
They just keep coming at you. This is how much.
I'm not even concerned about if they went in or not. I'm more concerned on how he's getting them. And they all appear to be off the kick. Catch and shoot, no hesitation. Well, that one was late in the shot clock. That makes sense. I think we get similar volume tonight. If we can get the same level of aggression off of the because none of these are like designed threes. These are him catching the ball, able to get a shot up, and he is. Again, I don't care about the makes or the misses. I care about how he's getting them. Every single one was catch and shoot spot up. Volume is going to be there tonight for Andrew Wiggins. Now, do I like the points? Do I like the threes? What do I like? Points are at 18.5, although I think we can make an adjustment to the field goal attempts. Depending on what it is. I think our floor is 14, though. It gets me at 2.44 threes made. It's not even that the model is really supporting this. It's just the matchup. It's the matchup. Man, I love him. I absolutely love him for 2+ as a lay piece. I'll probably put that in a lay. I also would really like 15+ in a lay. I know a lot of y'all like to parlay shit. I like the alt line 15+ 263. I think the threes price was better in my opinion at 190. Yeah, I like the threes as a lay piece for sure. Norman Powell, 22 last game. Two and a half is his threes line. Points line, 22.5. Juice to the over. 21.5 is minus 130. I'm cool on nothing here. I'm cool on nothing here. Pretty much agree with market there. Pallel Larson, I lean over points and threes. How many minutes did Sam get last game? 27. With Mitchell, with Garland. Two for two this year, one against Washington. I'm going to assume that game was non-competitive. They won that game by 33 points. Okay. I lean over Sam Merrill's threes for sure. The last 20 with Donnie and Darius do not look good. But this season looks good. I would lean over. Nothing official. I would lean over. I know we had a Hunter request on threes. 3+ is the line. We're getting kind of a high line. The 2+ is super juiced. Let's take out all the sub 30s. So over in 3 or 4 of those games, 8 attempts in each game. That's a good sign. Miami's 20th, I believe, in spot up and like second from above the break. Curious of this too. Only 3 games last season with both of them. Wow, they were missing games left, right, and sideways. I do like DeAndre Hunter's threes over versus this team. You could go the 2+ for the lay or the 3+ 140 straight. I could get behind that. Half a unit. I wouldn't go crazy. I don't think I'd go. Storch, we've talked about this. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you said that because FanDuel went from juice to the under to juice to the over. So now I'm just going to go ahead and play it instead of trying to wait, and I'm going to go 110 at Rivers. We did already go over that, but yeah, we're running it. We're running it, Storch. I was hoping we were going to get a 17.5. That no longer looks like it's the case. I was hopeful. NBA, Cavaliers, player points, 18.5, 110. Cool. Yeah, we got that in there. Let me get that in the banner. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get some movement there, but we did not. Well, we did, just in the way that, the opposite way I was hoping. Yep, Evan Mobley over 18.5 points, second official play. And I think we move on from this game. I lean over Hunter. I'm not going to talk you off his threes. Whether you lay the 2+ or take the 3+ straight. I've bet a lot of Donovan Mitchell lately. In the last 2 times we've bet him, he started dog shit and still somehow cashed. It was threes 2 games ago. He finished with 4, I believe. We needed over 3.5. Last game, we needed his points. He had like nothing in the first quarter. 2 points in the first quarter. Finishes with 29. God bless him. That being said, he's printed for me all season. In this matchup, though, I'm going to leave it alone. He could draw Davion Mitchell. I'm just completely cool off of this game. This line seems high because they allow – look at this. Look at this chart. All but one center has gone over his line this season. The line at 136 – bro, Mark, you're not kidding, dog. You're not kidding. That one was crazy. That one was crazy. Garland over rebounds. Storch, I would like it. I do like it. He could draw a very tough matchup. He also could not. But I think his minutes are going to expand tonight. I think he gets closer to 30, 31, 32. And that's not going to be a straight bet for me, but I do like it. I wouldn't talk you off of it. I think there's a lot of upside in that line. I'm not going to take Wemby's threes. It does make sense. I mean, the first thing I looked at is threes Chicago centers allowed. And it's ridiculous. So I'm not going to run it, but it would make sense to me. Looks like he's dominated the boards versus Zoo, but points-wise has not been good. He's not scored the ball great. He's only over this line in one of his last 5. Spurs versus Chicago. I come in at 22.5 and 12.5. So way under, right with market. Injury news? Nothing too big. All right, y'all that have been tapped in with me for a minute know that, like, I'm the guy that takes the unders on stars. And my model's saying take his under right now. but I've bet Wemby unders one time this year, and it was not good. I can't remember if we bet a points or PRAs, but I know he cleared that shit by like 10. I don't even necessarily like the matchup. Like, I know it's Vooch. He's not making all defense. He can rebound quite well. He's at least a footer, you know. Fox is back. That does take a little bit of ball handling responsibilities out of his hands. Hey, I'm glad you said that, Mark, because I got Fox on my fantasy team and need to pull him off the IR. Good call. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, but I might just have to do it. We did not look at my assists line. I come in at 3.5. Market comes in at 3.5. Points is the only edge I see. It's disgusting, but I'm the one that does it. I'm that guy. 116 at DK is the best. Fanatics is like Mickey Mouse. So if you got a Fanatics, you can save a penny. It's so hard for me to get anything down there. DraftKings logged me out already? What the fuck is that? I just bet in here. Listen, I'm leading y'all into a nasty, dangerous battle here, but model says it. I'm doing it. Tail, don't tail. Make your own opinions. I just ran that shit. Wemban, yeah, I spelled that right. Autocorrect just doesn't have it. Man, y'all, I know it's nasty. It's nasty. But it's the right play. It's nasty, but it's the right play. Brenton Strange enters 21-day nonsense. CK, I appreciate the like. Appreciate you for tapping in. Yeah, I appreciate you for tapping in. I've seen you in here a few times. So shout outs to CK Bets. Yeah, shout out CK. I appreciate you. All right, that Wemby under is good. You asked what I think about Fox's points. I want to see something else real quick. Wemby, although he's a big motherfucker, they've definitely allowed some threes. I want to see defensive analysis, 3-point percentage, good versus centers. And you got to think you're shooting over Wemby, so not the roll. Appreciate you, Rail T. I appreciate you, brother. You traded Andrew, Wiggins, Quieta, and Harda for Spider, then flip Spida into Cade. Harden is the interesting one because his double-doubles, I don't know what your fantasy team's like, but in my league, if you get a double-double, it bumps you 10 points. And when Harden was a double-double machine, he was good for like 50 a night, but he keeps floating with those 8 to 9s, 7, 8, 9, so it's really dropped the value. I think that's a good trade. I will say Cade, though, like those assists, if he would get 1 or 2 more, it would really help his value a lot as well. But shout outs with you, brother. I appreciate that. Fox probably takes Wemby if he keeps shooting like last game, so it makes sense. Yeah, definitely like the Wemby unders. You asked about the Fox overs. We'll get there. Vooch, tough matchup all around. I will see what the model's at. 16.94 points, 8.86 rebounds. So lean under, lean over. He's rebounded well, but I mean, it's a difficult matchup now for real. Who all is out? Kobe White been out. Zach Collins been out. I mean, Giddey. Giddey is questionable. Yeah, I mean, that changes a lot of shit. Are you adding Wemby? Oh, yeah, my bad, dog. Shit, good call. Yes, Wemby is an official. Wemby under 26.5 points. Yes, absolutely. Wemby's official. Absolutely, Wemby's official. Hold on. Let me look a little more into this Giddey news. What do y'all got? He's on my fantasy team, so I could go look there as well. See what Sleeper has. Giddey latest. That's NFL. My fault. I need underdog NBA. There it is. Search Giddey. All I have is questionable. That's right. He got crossed out of his shoes. Austin Reeves upgraded to probable. Can you check Giddey? Yeah, I'm going to check Giddey. And Reeves is probable. I let's give it some time, and then I want to see where that Rui number went. I want to see if Rui goes 12, because if Rui goes 12, we'll take the over. And I do believe that will happen. Also, I do think Luka's points is going to drop to like 33. If I had to guess, I think Luka will drop a point or two. So yeah, I think we see Luka around 33, Rui around 12. We'll see. Vucevic, PRs, I'm going to stay off of it, but I definitely lean under Vucevic's PR unders. If Giddey goes and the line doesn't move too much, I'll run it. But he did get crossed out of his shoes and didn't return. I want to say that was Hunter, right, versus Cleveland. I want to say that was Hunter. Fox, 24 in his first game out, 30 minutes. I did see the coaching staff say he would not have a minutes restriction. It was the Pelicans, so if I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm assuming that game was a blowout. Anything new? Nah, just Giddey's. Reeves is probable. Fox, I'd like to see another game or two before I start attacking this. It was Hunter. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I would like to see another game or two before I start backing De'Aaron Fox. Let me see if my model was able to come up with anything. This is solely off one game's data plus versus this opponent. 25 points, just about 2 threes, 3 boards, and 3 rebounds. 3 assists, my apologies. Nothing official there. Model would absolutely lean over here, but I'll leave that as a lean. I'd like to see another game or two from him first. All right, moving on from De'Aaron Fox. Now that Fox is back, I've already had a difficult time spotting whether it was going to be Castle or Vassell. Now with Fox back, I think that backcourt becomes even a little more hard for me to spot. So going to be nothing official there. Barnes has just been efficient, dog, like mad efficient. If you're trusting him, I'll say this until I'm blue in my face. We've got a lot of repeat viewers, which shout outs to y'all that we tapped in daily. Not only are most of you giving likes, retweets, comments, but I can just tell in the viewership that we got our regulars in here. You've heard me say I like to spot minutes and volume. Barnes is one. It's not the volume. It's the efficiency, just mad efficient. And he's so unselfish that he's not taking hard shots. So that makes sense that his efficiency is so high. I think he's going to get the looks. Is he going to be efficient? He probably gets 4 or 5 3-point attempts tonight. 3 wouldn't shock me, though. He's had 3 and 2. 5 to 6 is possible. If he's at 6, I love the 2+. If he's at 5, 2+ is kind of iffy. If he's below 5, you're asking him to shoot 50%, which he's done. I think he's at 50 on the season. 47%. I mean, lights out. But hard to trust that kind of efficiency on a night in, night out basis. Lean over for Barnes. Super inefficient, super good piece for them, but no official plays. I think Patrick Williams is questionable. Yeah, he's a game time decision. Buzeles, I don't even know, dog. My model's probably going to say under. I'm at 15-1-6. I'm right with market. He is one of those players, though. Like, he's been up and down. I know this game was a blowout, but I've got no good reads on Buzeles. Yeah, I think I'm going to move on from this game. All I'm going to have is the Wemby under officially. Moving on to Milwaukee, Dallas. I think we got some injury stuff here. Lively, a game-time decision. I thought I saw Davis could return. Gafford could return. Will definitely help the interior there, which they'll need versus Giannis. Go get my projections. Rui is starting to open back up. As I said, we've now got Pinnacle at 12.5. Multiple offshores at 12.5. Let's wait for FanDuel and the DraftKings of the worlds to open up, but this line has gone 12.5 as I'd expected. I come in at 33 points on Giannis. Miles Turner over. I did cash yesterday. I did not track it. I won't be tracking it in my year-to-date. I mean, I do for my personal stuff, but not what will be released. The only reason I didn't release this yesterday, I played over 16.5 PRs. But it was 16.5 at Hard Rock, 110, 140 at MGM, 16.5, and then every other book was 18.5. I didn't feel right releasing that play. That's why I didn't release it. But obviously it did cash over. It was 18.5 PRs, 16.5 PRs, which is just such a dumb number. You see it's 19.5 today. It was 18.5 painted everywhere else. So again, that's why I didn't release it. This line, 18.5, 19.5, honestly, probably efficient. We'll compare versus model. Giannis Antetokounmpo just announced probable, which is the way I was leaning. Shout outs to Lowe for the like. I appreciate you for tapping in. I was leaning towards Giannis would play. I think the market numbers lean towards Giannis would play. They might be closed. I don't even know if they'll close, though, because I think that was the consensus is that he would go, and that's where the lines were. That's where the lines were listed at. Let me go look and see if it closed. Looks like there's some movement, so it might be closed for just a moment, but I think it'll open up quick. Why don't we do this? We'll come back to the Milwaukee game and do it last. Since injury news just came out there, we'll move on to Phoenix versus Dallas. No, Phoenix versus the Pelicans, and we'll see what our injury news is here. Jalen Green will be out for I think I saw 4 weeks. He just came back, re-injured he hurt his Achilles. Nope, hamstring. Poole's still out. Zion's still out, though he should be getting closer. Murray obviously still out. Missy's still out. What's the spread in this one? The Suns are 8-point favorites. Honestly, could be a big Mark Williams day. If you wanted to take what? Damn. I just thought we were going to get better odds than that, but I mean, obviously the books see what I see. Kuzma PRs, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to the Bucks game. Booker's PAs, we'll look at Booker's PAs. Yeah, the books are hip to this Mark Williams line. I really thought we'd get what's his season average, 9.6? I thought we would get a nice, cool plus money on the double-double. Even at 110, I don't like it. I was optimistic about that line. That's what I'll say. I should have known better. I think Jeremiah Fears has played well. Y'all know I don't really bet rookies, though. We are getting deeper into the season. That's a specifically first 10 games thing. What I will say is Jeremiah Fears' role has been all over the place because of the injuries. So I'm going to stay off of him completely, but if someone has a read one way or the other, I wouldn't be upset with it. I would love to be sold on it. I don't have an opinion. Azor Thompson, Detroit, listed questionable in that game. Tobias Harris out. I didn't bet anything on Cade, right? No. We'll have to go back and look at that game at the end of stream. Tobias is out. I would assume Karis LeVert listed questionable. Who the fuck are they going to have? Go back Cade's overs, maybe Duncan's overs. It's Detroit. I mean, clear rest spots. Whoever was in my DMs today asking about if I thought Cade would sit, no, but it was a great idea to think it was a rest spot. It was clearly a rest spot. Isaiah Stewart listed out. Thank God I didn't run Jalen Duran's PRs under. Thank God I didn't. Dylan Brooks is back. He was a certified chucker while he was there, his first 3 games. Pulled the hammy, played that game with Jalen Green, who had a 30 ball. And then now Green's out. I think he has a bunch of attempts today. 3-pointers is probably to look. Volume should be there. Like, I think he'll attempt 6 or 8. If I had to play a Dylan Brooks, I'd probably go 3s over. I like the points over as well. See, it's public for Williams over 22.5 PRs. That makes sense. I think that line's a little inflated, but it makes sense because of the Pelicans matchup. I don't love his minutes, though, but it makes sense. Trey Murphy, obviously going to have a very high usage percentage right now while everybody's hurt. He had a 28% usage, almost 29. Scored 41 in the last game. Phoenix is not a very good defensive team, so usage is going to be crazy. If I were in a DFS league, if I were playing DFS today, I think he's a great buy high spot. I think what am I trying to say? The ceiling is very high for him. But as a player prop specifically, like the over 3.5 would lean, the over 22 would lean, but would be nothing official there. Sadiq Bey been a low-key, like sneaky, everything's a little inflated today, but he's been a sneaky player prop, just smashing everything. Lines have been low all season. The lines they're high right now because of all the injuries, but if you can get like an over 8.5 for him when everyone's healthy, I mean, that's like a sneaky, really good spot. I don't think right now it holds any value, though. Royce O'Neal, I don't think I've missed a Royce O'Neal play all season. Now I can't bet him because I just said that. I don't know why. I didn't finish the sentence, but I don't even know why I started that. What I should say is Royce O'Neal has been good to us this season. 110s, 115s, 120s, 123s, 130s, 111s, 131s. Storch, they allow the second fewest spot ups in the league while also allowing a bunch of points from above the break, but that's all pick and roll stuff. I think Booker's threes would be your better look today if Jalen Green was playing. The Pelicans are a team where people like Anthony Simons, which is also like a Jordan Poole, which is also like a Booker, which is also like a maybe even Jaylen Brown similarly on the same team. Those are the kind of guys you like to play here. I think this line is more playable because they play that big drop. How many attempts? Because the Clippers even play that drop. 7 and then 3, but that was Jalen Green. Jalen Green gone again. They played the drop last year. He had 9, 16, and 10 3-point attempts. I got to keep it a buck with y'all real quick, though. I got to just by himself on 2 plays alone. Devin Booker's cost at least 4 bands. Under 31.5, he finished with 32. 25 plus, he finished with 24. I like Booker's threes, but I'm not going to bet it. He's screwed me so many times this year. I like Booker's threes. They play the big drop coverage. I mean, I know, I like Booker better than all the other. I like him better than Allen in this one. I like him better than Royce O'Neal in this one as well. Dylan Brooks rebounds. Let me see where my model is. 2.68, bro. I've got no opinion. I do have him at 19 points, though. So, like, if there was anything for him, it'd probably be points. But, I'd probably lean over points before anything for Brooks. I've got him at 19, so I lean over there strong. It'd be worth going back and seeing how many of these threes were spot up opposed to pick and roll ball handler. I guess I can kind of look that up. All of them are spot up. Yeah, not a good Dylan Brooks game, though, at the end of the day. Strongest lean here is Devin Booker over his threes by a mile. Far and away. If I weren't 0-2, 0-3 on him on the season, if I didn't not trust my own reads on him, honestly, that pisses me off too because both of those reads were the right reads. He had 3 points in the first half in the game that he scored 32. 3 points. That's this game. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Look at this. Watch. 3 points. Watch. Full game. 32 points. First half. 3 points. Yeah. So there's that. I'm done with him. Moving on. Minnesota, Utah. Minnesota's a 7.5-point favorite. Let's look at the injury report. Niang out, Hendricks out, or game time decision. Walker Kessler just recently had a shoulder injury, surgery that'll keep him out for the rest of the season. Rudy should dominate the interior there. I would lean over PRs, but nothing that I would really like. If Filipowski gets some minutes on the court with Gobert, he might put 1 or 2 threes in. Markkanen this is a game they just played. Yeah, okay, they just played them. He had 7 in that one. I think I remember them completely selling out. Plus, he had McDaniels and Randall on him at separate times. Edwards scored 37 in that game. Didn't they win that game by 40? Didn't they win that game by like 40? Legang, appreciate the like, appreciate the retweet, appreciate you for tapping in. Moneybag Tone, I appreciate the like, I appreciate the retweet, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Braxton, I appreciate the like, man. I appreciate you tapping in today. Let's go back and look at that Utah game. I think that shit got real ugly. That game was on the 7th. I was right. Literally 97, 07, 17, 27, 37. Literally exactly 40 points. The spread's 7.5 today. Minnesota's off a back-to-back. I'm going to stay off of this game because there could be some late injury news. And I think it could get ugly. At the end of the day, I think it could get ugly. I don't like this game. Isaiah Collier's back. So maybe his assist's over, but I've got no reads on that game, and I think there'll be late injury scratches. So I don't think it's really worth even looking into yet. This game, Atlanta versus the Clippers. Nall and Jalen Johnson are both game time decisions. Beal is, Kawhi's out. Harden's line's 23.5. Good kitty. Let me see where my model is. Also, what's his usage without Kawhi? 27 with, 27 without. I don't take Collier unders. He's my GOAT. I lean a little bit over with Harden, but not enough to bet it. Assists, I'm at 858, so there's nothing there. Zubox, here, come here. Zubox, I'm at 15.5 points and 12.5 boards, so let's look at that. Zubox, 15.5 lean under, but no Kawhi. I understand it. What did I say? 12.5 here, so I do lean over. 12.25. What I can say is I just looked through all of my projections. I do lean over Kristaps Porzingis points. I can't bring myself to bet that. He might have a crazy usage if everyone's out, but there's key questionables. I guess you could call Beal key. There's key questionables on each side of the ball here. So I think I'm going to leave it as just the 3 NBA plays and then move on to the NFL. Now, there definitely could be NBA ads. We've definitely got questionables. And before we do that, let's circle back to Milwaukee. We kind of skipped that because of the Giannis news was just breaking. Press the wrong button as well, so give me a second here. I want to go check in on Rui now as well. Some 12.5s, multiple 12.5s. It's not painted yet. We'll look at Porzingis' threes. It has not looked good without Trey, though. I will tell you, it has not looked good without Trey. He needs somebody to play him open. Yeah, no, I'm not taking it. He needs someone that plays him open. There's too much focus on him without Trey on the floor. My FanDuel app was tripping yesterday on my odds screen, so let me make sure that line is correct. Player points. Really still at 13.5 at FanDuel, but I mean, several other places is 12. I just want to run it and be done with it. Yeah, I'm running Rui at 12, I think. Let's go look at Rui, and then we can look at the Milwaukee game. I don't think the Lakers blow them out. I truly don't believe they do. 2 of his 3 misses have came in blowouts where he's lost minutes. I'm going to stay off of that one for now, but if Bridges goes, so at least there's someone on the Charlotte side of the ball, I'll run Rui's. I'm still close on Rui. Hopefully FanDuel comes to 12.5 by then, and I can release this where it's available to everybody. So, yeah, let's go to the Milwaukee game, and then we'll move on to the NFL. Not sure I even have much in the NFL today. Is this still the line with Giannis probable? We honestly still got a couple spots still locked up. All right, let's move on to the NFL. Books seem to be opening up there, but let's move on to the NFL. If I have anything different, if I have anything there, we'll get it out. I need to start doing an evening spaces, or I've really considered just doing like a YouTube short where it's like 2 minutes and it's anything that I've added, just all of my plays. You know what? Let me check your Kuzma PR because I do remember you requesting that one earlier today, and then we'll move on to the NFL. Miles Bridges upgraded to probable. So let's see if that moves the Rui line even a little bit more. That makes me like that game a little better. So we'll keep an eye on that. Kuzma PRs, 15.5. I don't know if I have them starting, so I might have to go into my model a little bit here. I don't. So let me do this. Milwaukee. Playing Dallas. Let's go, Kyle Kuzma. Well, I will say Royce O'Neal now probable in the Phoenix game. I would say the points are almost there by themselves for me. Points are there. Rebounds 4.5. I like points better. Not that I don't see an edge at the PRs, but here's what I'll tell you. For points, I come in at about 15, right? And we've seen the steady minute increase. It's also could be a fairly decent game if AD is back, if Gafford is back, if Dallas finally has some kind of interior defense. I could see it making sense. I think if I were to play Kuzma, though, especially with those bigs returning, I would go just points. I would go just points for sure, Valti or Vale, however you say your name, brother, or ma'am, I'm not sure. I would lean over the points. I would 100% lean over the points without a doubt. Without a doubt. My exact number is 14.06. So, yeah, huge edge there. Honestly, if the bigs play, I'm going to wait because Davis playing, Gafford playing, Lively playing will change how Dallas can play defensively. Will change how I view that game. So if all three bigs are in, I would actually probably tail that with you. I'll keep an eye on that today. It will be very dependent on if those bigs are in, though, because if so, it'll make it harder for Giannis to drive. And then when he gets inside, it'll actually make it easier for him to dish. Not necessarily even easier in the sense of the pass off, but the decision. If he's facing absolutely nobody, he's just going to go to the rim. If you've got AD and Lively there, especially if one collapsed off of Kuzma, it just makes that decision a lot easier. All right, one game in the NFL tonight. I have nothing official out right now, so let's go look at it. Jordan Love. These guys played once already. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, first matchup this year. Okay, so they'll play again this season. They always play twice, right? They're in the same division or no? No, they're not. It's Dallas, Philly, Giants, Washington. Yeah, my apologies. They'll play once a season, it seems like. Jalen Hurts, I've ran his under so often. Hold on, I've got the NBA up. Let's open the NFL. Good kitty. Jalen Hurts, I come in at 208 passing yards. I definitely would lean over this 195.5. Let's go here. NFL props. Good boy. Do not step on my keyboard. Say hi to the people. Yeah. I wanted to go here. Passing yards. Jalen Hurts over 195 looks to be the best line. I mean, it's spread out, though. It's anywhere between 195 and 2. DK 195, MGM 200. For Jordan Love, seems to be fairly tight as well. What's my number for Love? 233. So I'm literally right with market with Love. Lean over Hurts. I'm at 208. Absolutely no opinion on Hurts. I'm right with market. 11th in passing yards allowed, although they allow a bunch. Philly likes to maintain time of possession. You see this line? It's so much higher than his season average. Let me see what I make it, just out of curiosity. I actually make his attempts 28. So I'm over. Green Bay prevents the deep shit, extends drives. I would lean over here as well, which makes sense. I lean over yards as well, lean over Hurts. For Jordan Love, I'm again right with market. I think Love's pretty efficient. I think the market's a little low on Jalen Hurts. Let's go see where I come in on Hurts' rushing yards. 24. So I do lean under here, but let's see some of the historics versus QBs. Only one QB has gone over this number this season. Hurts is over this line in 3 of 8, but under in 4 straight. Really running the ball a lot less. 33 is available at a lot of spots, some offshores, DK. I think I'm running this DK under. Smith over receiving would be nice. I have him in fantasy. I think Hurts rushing yards under is going to be a look. I know it's not sexy, but I'm not here to make sexy plays. I'm here to make winning plays. Cool. Got that one. Has not been looking to run near as much. Projections on him are in the mid-20s. Let me get that out to my Discord, and then we're good to go. What did I lay that at? What was DraftKings at? Let me go back to my DraftKings. My bets, 115. All right, first official NFL bet for this slate, Jalen Hurts under 33.5 rushing yards. Let me go see where I come in at Saquon and then Jacobs. We can close the NBA for now. Saquon. I'm at like 50 yards on 15 attempts. I'm going under 77.5, 118 at Rivers as well. I look, model says what the model says. I just follow it. Two-star unders. Now, Matty Ice is back. Matty Ice is really back. When I just bet the two biggest names on the slate to go under, that's how you know we're back. That's how you know we're back. Y'all should be ready for the sweep. When I start betting stars, unders, that's how you know we're dialed. Somebody got to do it. Hold on, I got to get this out real quick. Bang, bang. All right, let me see where I come in at Josh Jacobs. If you want farther explanation, they're allowing the second fewest rushing yards per game this season. He's only over this line twice. They've got a negative game script coming into Dogs. I know that they're home, but I think that it's going to stay competitive and they're not running this game out late. Let me see where I come in at Jacobs. I will say the same about Jacobs. I don't think he's running this one out late either. That being said, I still come in at 21 attempts, which feels mad high. There are 26 in yards per carry allowed, though. He's only done that twice this season. I mean, why is that line so high? Make the Packers 2-point favorites. Nothing crazy. I'm going to stay off. I lean over for Jacobs. That is Emmanuel Wilson, a rookie. No, this younger guy, though, he's eating up some snap share from Jacobs. I lean over here, but nothing official. Moving on to receiving. Let's go see where I come in here. I don't think I'll just throw Saquon in right here to see. I've got nothing on Saquon. No edge, I should say, on Saquon Barkley. Josh Jacobs' numbers pretty close to where I'm at. A.J. Brown. 60, 61, 60 and a half. Now I'm right with market, slight lean over. Receptions, I'm at 4.57, so literally right with market. Just think that's an efficient line. Romeo Dobbs, I come in at 46.32. I lean under here a little bit. There's no injuries, right? Is Watson good to go? And Kraft is out. That's right. Kraft is gone. So there's definitely some targets to go around. With it being so small, I'm going to stay off of Romeo Dobbs. I definitely don't want to be running any unders there. Devontae Smith, 62 yards. I would lean over a little bit. I think Storch requested that one. Barkley, I'm really right with market, but Smith over receiving yards, yes, a little bit there. Receiving yards, bam. Let's just do it alphabetically. Devontae Smith. A little bit, Storch. I do. It's not huge. I wish it was a little. I'm at 61. The line's 54. I wish I had a little bigger edge, but I do lean over there. Pardon me. Where do we come in for Goddard? 44.32. Lean over here a little bit as well. There's no A.J. Brown's good to go, right? Yeah, so there's nothing there. I mean, I do lean over a little bit Dallas Goedert. Lean over a little bit Goddard. Lean over a little bit Smith. I will say A.J. was right with market. Christian Watson. 42.28. So, I mean, nothing. Receptions are at 2.5. I'm at 1.6, so I would lean under here a little bit. I'm at 1.6, so I would lean under here. But I still lean to him getting 2, and that's why I end up at 44, like a 20 and a 24 probably. Nothing there. Matthew Goldenline, 15, huh? Snap share fell through the floor last week. I do lean over, but nothing official. Luke obviously going to get the largest bump. I'm at 24, so if you wanted to lean under there, you could. But with Kraft being out, I don't think I want to. Anytime touchdowns, either the price is too high or it's just not good enough. I still lean over Hurts. I think the tush push, they can push him in. At even money, I do think you're getting close to a fair. Like over his last 20, they've thrown the ball more in the red zone. I will say that. So that's why the price is coming down. They are throwing it more in the red zone. And he's been less willing to scramble, especially outside of those first 4 weeks this season. I had a lot of faith in his scoring through here because not only were they getting the tush pushes and the red zone rush attempts, he was scrambling off of the red zone dropbacks. And you're not seeing that as much this week, or the last 4 or 5 weeks, I should say. So I don't really like the anytime touchdown there. I think I'm going to keep it nice and simple with those two, man. So we've got 3 NBAs with 2 leans that I'm waiting on. There's injury news and stuff that I'm waiting on in the NBA. So I would expect maybe 1 or 2 more. I think maybe today I try to start that about a 5 to 6 o'clock YouTube pre-recorded, just giving you what I like with maybe a little bit of analysis for any late ads. I do appreciate y'all to be tapped in on the daily. So if you haven't already, drop a like, drop a retweet, help me grow the brand, help me grow the page. Turk, I appreciate you tapping in, bro. Haven't seen you out, I don't think, in a couple of days. So appreciate you tapping in and making it. Everything I got in the NBA's in the banner. I'll add the 2 NFLs and then we'll get out of here. Oh, no, I got the NFLs in there. I'm tripping. We got everything. Real quick, let me recap. I've got 2 win, 1 unit. Denny Advia over 22.5 points. That's for the Portland Trailblazers. To win 1 unit, Evan Mobley over 18.5 points. That's for the Cleveland Cavaliers. To win 1 unit, Victor Wembanyama or Wemby under 26.5 points. That's for the Spurs. Jalen Hurts under 33.5 rushing yards. That's for the Eagles. And then Saquon Barkley under 77.5 rushing yards, also for the Eagles. That's going to do it for us today. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck tonight. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, man, let's